Hello, 'tis I, Phat Cow. The less we talk about myself and how I feel currently, the better. I'm going to leave my commentary unedited because I'm currently feeling a kind of way physically because of anxiety and my fibromyalgia, and I thought you guys might be curious to see how it manifests itself when I'm having a particularly bad, when things aren't going quite as they should be. Anyway, before I get on to the main feature, which has nothing to do with what's been going on currently and is actually a rehash of an old video that I came across yesterday that I wish to talk about. I have one thing to say about Crotchgate, I believe it's being called. Now let's ignore the fact that there are people who don't think this is even a thing, that it's just for views or in lieu of something else to say, because there's literally nothing going on in Foodie Beauty's life currently, or something really bad is going on and they're trying to hide it. Let's, for argument's sake, presume the manifestation that is the thing on Foodie's upper leg is real. If it has expired, let's say, whether Foodie actually went to the ER or not is academic. The only thing I have to say about this entire thing, actually there's two things. One, okay, HS or
hidradenitis suppurativa,
which is also known as acne inversa, which is a chronic skin condition which causes painful boils to develop in areas with sweat glands, is quite common in people of Middle Eastern origin, particularly men. There is a statistically higher probability of you suffering from it if your ethnicity is from that region. However, that's not what Foodie has. Definitely not. I've known people with this condition. I've known people who have had it so bad they've had skin grafts to replace the entire area that's affected. Two, the second point, if I'm making any sense whatsoever, is if the boil is true, if it exists, if it's a real thing, the only thing I have to say about it is whether you've gone to the hospital or you pretended to go to the hospital, whether you have the boil or you're pretending to have the boil. At the very, very least, if you do legitimately have this thing, for the love of everything that you believe in or don't, whatever, get antibiotics. Don't muck around with this. If it bursts at home and you're leaving it at that, get fucking antibiotics. That's the very, very least you should be doing. I don't care whether you've gone to the hospital or not, if you're lying about it or not, I don't give a shit. But because I care about people, and I don't like people suffering or putting their life at risk, I just ask you to get antibiotics. The very, very least you can do for yourself. Anyway, let's get on with the video, shall we? Now, this video is from the very, very, very beginning of Foodie's Nada era. This all that you're about to see occurred after Foodie and Nada had been together for 3 entire weeks. And as far as I'm concerned, this whole episode was when the actual official dating ended. Had this not occurred, what's about to be watched, they might have had a chance at a proper relationship, but Foodie exposed themselves for the neurotic, obsessive individual that they are, and from then on in, Nada did not take Foodie seriously as a romantic relationship potential whatsoever. This was the beginning. This was the beginning of the end. This was the death of the relationship. And from then on in, he didn't take her seriously and he just played her about. Prior to that, it had potential. I've never filmed myself when nothing is physically or mentally working with myself. I'm aware of how I get. So I'm curious to see what this looks like as well. Oh yeah, the video. Right. Cool.
Basically, I had plans with him today. Kinda like I made plans with him like to come over, and then he calls me like around 4 or something. Oh, one of my really good friends is coming down from like Montreal, and he's staying at his cousin's for 3 days, and you know he wants to take me out. We want to go out. Like I want to see him. So I'm just like, okay, what about me?
She spent every day with him for 3 weeks. And he says he has something to do, and her immediate response is, what about me? That speaks volumes. It really does. Everything you needed to know about Foodie in a relationship was summed up in that sentence.
And I feel selfish. It's not just that. It's just like, it sounds like an excuse to me. It sounds like an excuse, you know, like it's COVID.
She has absolutely no faith in people whatsoever. Immediately after what about me, the next thought is, they're lying. I mean, it's incredible. It must be so miserable to have such a poor outlook on life and just to assume everything is done for nefarious reasons. And I think a lot of the reason that Foodie assumes everybody's lying and everything's nefarious and everything's covert is because that's how she thinks. She lies. She's nefarious. She does a lot of things covertly. She just assumes everybody else does. Now, you've got to bear in mind that we know Nada is a shit, an absolute shit arsehole. But at this point, at this stage, 3 weeks in, She didn't know he was like that. She didn't know he was an asshole. And he hadn't done anything really, apart from, the suspicious drug use. But she's equally as culpable. That he was. She's gone there immediately. Spent every day with her for 3 weeks. Now he wants to do something by himself. And immediately she's imagining that he's off with some other girl. It's no way to live.
I told him I have to go to BB's because I had to like pick something up and drop something off at BB's. I'm like, I want him to like have fun with his friends or whatever, but it's just like, I don't know. Just the vibe was weird. So then I was like, okay. And then like I've pretty much been seeing him like every single day for like the past 3 weeks or whatever. Like I've seen him every single day pretty much since I met him. He probably never sees his friend, it's probably like a surprise. But then now, like I said, I'm going to BB's, and then it was like,
I think she kept telling him that she was going to see BB, her ex, because she was trying to test him for jealousy, possessiveness. She was trying to elicit a response from him. She didn't go to see BB, but she kept repeatedly telling him when he said, I can't see you today, that, okay, I'm going to go see BB to do something, because she's testing him. She's testing him. Now there is one thing I can't tolerate or accept in any type of relationship, whether it's just friendship or romantic or whatever, and that's being tested. I can't stand it. Being tested. If you're of the mentality that you have to test your relationship, then you shouldn't be in that relationship. It's simple as that. Because if the person needs to be tested because they are doing something, you shouldn't be with them. And if you feel like you have to test somebody, that person's entirely innocent, but it's you who has the trust issues, you shouldn't be with them. Simple as.
So he called me, like probably jealous, and then I was just like,
well, if he called you jealous or not, that's debatable. Probably didn't give a shit, to be honest. But that's what you wanted, wasn't it? You wanted him to call you jealous.
And then like he's like, oh, hold on, they're calling me on the line, and then I'll call you back. He never called me back. That was at like 6. He was supposed to be picked up at 6 with his friends.
Oh wow, Foodie, you're right. How suspicious that he suddenly had to get off the phone at 6, which happened to be the exact time his friends were coming to pick him up. Yeah, he must be sticking his dick in somebody else. That's really suspicious.
Never called me back to confirm anything. I've texted him over and over. I've called him like 20 times.
She's called him over 20 times. And God knows how many times she messaged him. He's told her a friend has unexpectedly turned up. They're only there for 3 days. I haven't seen them for a long time. I'm meeting them at 6, which is when he disappeared, and I'm having drinks with them. And maybe she gave him 15-20 minutes worth of peace at a time between messaging and calling? Paranoid? Much? I mean, if I was in his place and I had seen somebody for 3 weeks and then I go out for one night and somebody calls me over 20 times and messages me even more, then that's the end of that for me too.
Doesn't answer his phone, doesn't answer his text messages, so I just lost it. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I'm done. I'm like, you can't even respect me enough to think of me. Like, you're not thinking of me if you're not thinking of me to call me back. Like, what could be the reason you can't even answer your phone in front of your friend to be like, either you don't want him to know about me, either you're full of shit and you're a fucking liar and you're not with him, or You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm just gonna pick up my stuff. Let me know when you're free.
Or he's busy doing exactly what he said he was doing. Not answering the phone, not checking your phone, not whatever, doesn't mean they're not thinking about you. It doesn't mean he's too ashamed to answer the phone in front of you. I mean, the thoughts that are going through this woman's head just because somebody hasn't answered the phone or responded to a text message for what, 4 or 5 hours? Somebody you've been seeing for 3 weeks? And it's all about her again, isn't it? It's like, you're not thinking about me. If you're not answering your phone or checking your phone, you're not thinking about me. Fucking hell. Anyway.
And that, for me, even if it's not true, like, even if he's not lying to me, the fact that I'm this emotional over something like that is so, like, so the last thing I wanted in my life right now, you know? Like, why, I so fucking told myself, never, that this is not gonna happen. You guys remember that? Oh, I'm not gonna catch feelings for anybody. Ugh, I hate myself right now. I've only not talked to him for like 2.5 hours. Oh my god.
It was 2.5 hours, not 4 or 5. Because it's 2.5 hours. She's already called him 20 times and messaged him even more. 2.5 hours. He's been with these mates 2.5 hours. Run. Anybody who finds themselves in this situation, just run.
I just feel like I invested so much time in this person already.
3 weeks. You've known him for 3 weeks. He wasn't even your first choice. You only went to see him because Nicholas ghosted you. 3 weeks. And Nicholas ghosted you after you kept calling him and messaging him after only having seen him for 15 minutes. There's a pattern to this behaviour, don't you think?
And there was like 14 calls. I called him 14 times in a row. I know, I'm crazy. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta get a life. See? I told you, I'm pathetic. I told you. Or go over there and see if he's really there and get your stuff and go.
As if she needed the encouragement. Her beezers are, poking her. They want her to go. They're encouraging this shit. They know what they're doing. They've always known what they were doing. Wow. Anyway, it's people who troll other people, who try and nudge them to do things to escalate the situation. I don't understand. I know it's for your own entertainment, but this is a real person with a real life and real feelings and real repercussions. You do know that, don't you? I know she's not a nice person, but the trolling, I mean, she's mentally unwell. She's not stable. I'm not saying she's a victim either. I'm not. But I don't understand this poking of mentally unstable people to get them to escalate their behaviours. And I'm not defending any people that I mentioned just now, but Chris Chan, Daniel Larson, their situations were bad. They were always going to end up bad. And they weren't good people. They're not good people. But I would argue that they would be in a slightly better position than they are now if people hadn't been trolling them. And these people weren't just mentally unwell, they were intellectually challenged. They had very serious mental complications that meant their ability to know right from wrong and things were more compromised than foodies. But what is this about trolling people that are mentally unwell? Where's the fun in that? If somebody, it's tantamount to poking an open wound on somebody who's just broken their leg. It's weird. I don't understand the fun. I don't understand the enjoyment. I don't understand what you get from it. It's cruel, in a way.
Amy Flowers, I'm honestly tempted to go over there right now.
It's completely off topic, but did you notice just now, she was responding to somebody called Amy Flowers. Now, I don't know what to do with that information. I don't know if it means anything. Does it mean that FFG was in the chat under a pseudonym even then? I don't know, but it's a hell of a coincidence, don't you think? Amy Flowers.
But be like, is there a girl there? Because he's like, do you like me or do you love me? And I don't know, I think I have some love for him. And we've already said I love you a couple times, but like, you could be that girl and just keep calling. I called like 20 times. If he seriously said he's in love with you, I'd show up. He did. That's why I called him 80 times. You sure you feel that way? You're treating me like shit right now. I'm calling him on a different number. I want to see.
She's a bunny boiler. We knew that already. That Foodie's a bunny boiler. But to see it, to actually see it, and this isn't fiction, this is real life. To know that there's people like that in real life, it's kind of scary.
You can answer for another bitch. Should I pretend to be another woman too? No. I know he's gonna find out about this anyways. He said he likes when women are jealous, so.
Oh, well, that's okay then, no problem. That's fine. Fine. That's a little more than being jealous, I'd argue. And much like hate, I think jealousy is just a waste of emotions. It's stupid. It's a waste of time and effort, and at the end of the day, it actually causes you more emotional damage than it causes other people. Hate and jealousy. Two things I just can't muster up the enthusiasm to feel about anything or anyone. It might be the neurodiversity talking though too. I might not actually be capable of feeling these things. Anyway, I'm fine with that.
You like when women are jealous? I told him be careful what you wish for. Alright, let's do it. We're gonna give it 10 minutes. Basic instinct vibes. I know people think I'm nuts right now. Let's do it. Wait, what's his phone number? Here goes nothing. Nothing. Damn. I was hoping to catch him. Shit. Watch him call back. I'll call him one more time from this number. And then I'm gonna leave it for the night. For real. I'm just gonna forget it for life. I'm gonna leave it for life.
She's so fucking dramatic, isn't she? Someone doesn't answer your phone for 4 hours. And that's it. The relationship's over. It's done. Foodie is hard work, and I pity anybody who is romantically involved with her. Currently, I feel a little bit sorry for Stella. It'll pass. It always does, but good grief. Sucks to be you.
Unless there's a good excuse, there's not going to be a tomorrow for me. I'm not kidding. Like, you don't not call me all night. What the hell? How can that even happen? You're not even thinking about me?
Not calling somebody because you're busy doesn't mean they're not thinking about you. It just means they're not calling you. Maybe they haven't had the opportunity. Or maybe they're not thinking about you. I mean, is that such a terrible thought? That you're not on somebody's mind 24/7? I wouldn't want to be on somebody's mind 24/7. That's really weird and creepy, and it's unpleasant to think about, actually. I wouldn't want to be with somebody obsessed with me. Ugh, that's made me feel really uncomfortable. I'm not wrong, am I? This is not normal. This is not desirable in a partner. It's not normal.
Like, no. It doesn't fly with me. At all.
Thank you. Don't I look nice? Don't I look beautiful in the light of the drive-thru?
Right. Just to reiterate. She's seen him for 3 weeks. This is after 3 weeks. He hasn't answered her calls. He's told her he'll be out. He's told her she'll be busy. He's told her he's with a friend he hasn't seen for a long time, who's only in Montreal for a short period of time. And he hasn't answered his phone or text messages for a few hours. And she's in her car, about to drive to his place to see if he's there with another woman. Am I the only person who sees something wrong with this?
Okay, what I'm going to do is end the stream, restart my phone, go buy the thing, go home, and we're going to blaze, okay? I'm going to buy a couple pre-rolls.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Currently she's saying the only reason she's going out is she wants to buy some weed. Surprisingly enough, she happens to end up at his place, but apparently the only reason she's out now, and she's telling everybody, is she's out for weed. I think she accidentally finds herself in places when she goes out to do something else, and she just happens to find herself miles off track somewhere else, which is where she really wanted to be. She can't do anything honestly. She can't do anything honestly. She could have got into the car and just said, I'm going to see. Not, I'm going to buy some weed. That's the only reason I'm out. Just say, I'm going to check on him. You already look nuts. We're not going to care.
Go home. So, it's going to take a while to get there. It's kind of far. So, I know, basic. I'll be back because I didn't even drink it. I don't like it. I couldn't find the weed shop, so I didn't get anything. They close at midnight. Like my GPS led me to, like, some weird spot. I don't know.
Oh, it's all really strange, isn't it? I mean, my GPS took me to exactly outside Nada's apartment when I wanted to go to a weed shop, and I just don't know how that happened. Plus, it closed a few hours ago, which I would have known when I put in the address in the GPS. Gosh, what a pickle I found myself in. Well, as soon as I'm here, I might as well have a look.
It's just like, what the hell? This is not where it is, you know. I went by his house. I wanted to see if he was home, if I could get my stuff.
Oh, you went to his home because you just wanted to pick up some of your stuff. Oh, is that why you went? Just to pick up some of your stuff? No other reason. Alright.
So I get there. No, like, I don't think anyone was home. I don't know. Like, he has his room, which was dark, but I mean, if you're in the room with somebody, it's gonna be dark.
Can only speak for myself. But I've never had the lights off. So, no. Just because it's dark, it doesn't mean you're in there with somebody doing something. Maybe that's just you. I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying.
I didn't hear any noise. His kitchen light was on, the door was locked, but his kitchen window, like, I could see inside.
And how do you know his door was locked? Because you tried it. You actually went there, saw there was nobody there, and tried to get in. No, perfectly reasonable behaviour. I can't see anything wrong with that. I mean, she drove all the way there. Why not try a bit of B&E while you're at it? I mean, what have you got to lose?
And I could see his kitchen table. There was, like, still everything on it from, like, the last time I was there. So, I didn't really notice my edibles, though. I couldn't really see that well. But there was, like, stuff all over the table, and that's where my edibles were. What bothers me about that is, like, what situation could you be in where you're gone for, like, hours and hours and not think about me once?
Oh, I don't know. Out with a friend you haven't seen for a really, really long time. At work. Asleep. Doing pretty much anything. People don't obsess about people 24/7. They don't think about their every move. They don't wonder what they're doing now continuously. If you're fond of somebody, a thought will cross your mind every so often, but not constantly, and definitely not when you're busy and doing something else. Just because you sit there 24/7 wondering what they're up to now when you're not physically in their presence doesn't mean it's normal. Definitely doesn't make it normal.
Like, think, oh, maybe she tried calling me. Maybe, you know, like, maybe she texted me. I just feel stupid. Like, I went over there to see if he was home. He wasn't home, as far as I know. I knocked on the door, nothing.
I think we can all agree here that this is not a mentally well individual. Not even by a long shot. Look, that's me temporarily feeling sad for Foodie. Again, it won't last. But in a way, she's never stood a chance. Never. It's always going to be royally fucked.
I don't know what's going on. I did. I texted him. I'm like, answer your phone. Like, if you don't call me, I'm never, like, I didn't say this, but I'm going to text. Like, I'm just like, I'm never going to talk to you if you don't call me.
If I had received that text, the "if you don't call me, I'm never going to talk to you again" text, I wouldn't call them. I'd say fine. Leave it at that. Although you know damn well that wouldn't be the end of it, because she would still call, she would still text, and she'd still turn up. But still. This is really uncomfortable to watch, isn't it?
Like, I'm worried. Like, how am I supposed to sleep? Like, what if something happened? Like, he was supposed to call me back, and he never did. Like, what am I supposed to think? You know, now I'm just, like, left here all night worrying with, like, nothing to calm me down.
And now she's trying to justify everything she's done by saying that she was worried about him, that maybe he got in an accident or something. See, you've just seen the full cycle of her justifying her actions and now saying it's only because she cares. She's telling herself these things, and she's going to believe them too. I would absolutely hate to live in that head. I wouldn't. It's insanity. It's absolute fucking torture, isn't it? I am so grateful that my head is my head, even if it is wired completely wrong and a lot of people think I'm weird. I don't give a shit. I'll have this brain any day.
I'm just losing my mind. Like, I don't feel like I deserve that after everything I've, like, been through with this person in the past 3 weeks. I don't feel like I deserve that, you know?
She doesn't feel like she deserves not having her calls and her messages answered after everything they've been through in the last 3 weeks. Can you see the issue here? Can you see the problem? Can you see the faults in the logic? 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Oh, like, I just feel like we just have such different lives, and I just can't picture that mingling together. Like, I don't know.
Oh no. He has friends and I don't. He has a life outside of me and I don't. If he's not spending 24 hours a day with me, every day, every minute, every second, I don't see how this is going to work. Fuck off. I can only speak for myself. I keep saying this, but it's the truth. But I really, really value my alone time. I have to have time by myself. And a person like that would drive me absolutely batshit crazy. Absolutely. I'd drive them equally as crazy by not wanting to spend all the time with them, but wow.
I tried the door. I'm like, please be open so I can break in and get my shit. I know that's illegal, but I don't think he hides a key. He was gonna give me a key so I could be there when he gets home from work. He likes that. But it just doesn't make any sense from, like, how we were for the past 3 weeks. Like, just so lovey-dovey and, like, relationship, pretty much. Like, starting one. And now it's just like, what the hell's going on? I hate this shit. Like, this shit that just doesn't make sense. It's like, I'm in my mind, I'm picturing him like at like a huge orgy. Like at a huge orgy, being all kinds of bad, doing all kinds of things he shouldn't be. For that many hours, you don't check your phone once? You don't check your phone once? I know what I need to do is be done and just fuck it. Because I can't go through this all the time. I can't.
I can't go through this all the time. It's the first time. It's one night. You've known him 3 weeks. It's hardly a pattern. Oh, this is infuriating. I mean, when I watched this yesterday, I found it annoying. But watching it and, you know, paying attention and trying to, you know, find it. Oh, wow. That's bad. That's really, really bad. That is one person who should not be involved with anybody else at all. God, it's fucking awful.
Even if my mind is running away and it's my fault and I'm overreacting.
There's no even if. There's no even if. You fucked up. You're fucking up. There's no even if. You can't justify this. He goes missing after telling you he's going somewhere with somebody and what he's doing for 6 hours. For 6 hours. There's no even if.
Like, this is just like a sign, a bad sign for me that this is toxic already. And I can't do that. I can't.
And it was because of this evening, this behaviour, these missed calls, this stalking, this attempted B&E, that I think Nada stopped seeing Foodie as a potential partner and started seeing her as a convenient hookup and someone to use for money and stuff. Three-week actual potential relationship followed by, well, we all know how it went. Anyway, I apologise for my lack of sassiness. I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling physically weird. It's like a low grade level of anxiety coursing through my body. The best way I can describe it is how you would feel if you had too much caffeine. It's agitation. I don't feel comfortable in my own body. Everything feels off. I know it's because of anxiety, exasperated by my fibromyalgia, because my body reacts very exaggerately. It tends to overreact to everything. It's on high alert. It's a permanent state of high alert. My nervous system is shot to pieces, and things stop working. My brain buffers a lot when I'm like this, and look, I just feel physically uncomfortable. I'm in quite a bit of pain. My brain's not working. I feel like I have a lump in my throat, which is anxiety. I lose my train of thought. I find it difficult to speak. This is an anxious person with fibromyalgia. And definitely devoid of sass today. The reason why I'm not editing it out of this video is because I'm just being it's part of me. It happens. This is how I get. This isn't a bad day. It's an uncomfortable day. I don't enjoy these days. But, sorry, my knee hurts. But I'm not going to hide it. Some days, this just doesn't function as it should be. And there's no shame. There's no shame in it. It's just life, isn't it? No need to worry, folks. I've been dealing with this for many years. And somewhere, buried deep in the middle of all this mess, there's still a contented individual. I'm not unhappy. I'm just not, doing little jigs of joy either. I'm alright. It'll pass. Always does. Anyway. Head up. Tits forward. One step after another. We'll get through this. Music. Today, lots of loud music, I think. Indeed. Alright, you lot. You take care, okay? Thank you so much for your patience.